Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about what's up. We're going to do some news, a couple announcements, that kind of thing. First of all, let me say I'm sorry if I sound a little disjointed. I can hear my own voice coming back into my head, and I don't know how to turn it off on the headphones here, and it's kind of already driving me crazy, and it's very, very distracting. So I apologize if I get derailed a little bit by that. Second, I've actually filmed a couple of these recently and not had the sound record properly. I really hope this one works. We did a good one on, what to do if you sand through your finish, if you sand through your clear coat, how to repair some of that, and how to avoid that. I know that was actually a popular topic, one that was requested a couple times. Uh, yeah, didn't work, so I'm going to have to redo it. Ended up being pretty long, too. Anyway, we'll get to that. For today, we're going to talk about a couple interesting things that are happening right now, hence me just calling this episode What's Up. You guys came up with some great names, by the way, for these car videos. I didn't write them down yet. I will. I'm not actually going to title the videos that because it'll make them harder to search for, but I'll probably use them as some funny taglines. So today, what I want to talk about are a couple of upcoming things that I'm going to be showing you guys, and also the Great Guitar Build Off. I just unboxed the kit for the Great Guitar Build Off. Due to a little bit of confusion, it wasn't the one that I anticipated. It wasn't the one that I planned on doing. So I still need to wait and figure out 100% which one I'm going to be doing. If I wait for the one that I was planning on building, I may not have time to complete it. If I don't, then it's not going to be an Ash guitar, and it's going to have to be a completely different design than I had intended, and a little less classic, a little more aggressive. So if I do that, you metalheads will love it. I'm actually super excited. It's an awesome kit, but I plan to do it after. Uh, and I will have done all these videos on Ash finishing ideas in time to not do an Ash guitar kit. Oh well, I still think that stuff's useful. So uh, if I get the one that I was planning on doing in time for me to actually do it for the Great Guitar Build Off, then I'm going to have to refilm my unboxing video because right now it's going to be very, very confusing. Oh, here's my Great Guitar Build Off build. Maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that's the update on that. I did get a guitar kit. I am going to be showing it to you guys. I'm going to be building it. It's going to be unreal. I just don't know if I'm going to be doing it for the Great Guitar Build Off. And if I don't, it's going to have to wait a little bit because I have a couple commission builds I need to get through. And I know you guys are going to kill me if I don't do that ES335 build right away. And there's also the acoustic one to do. Although the acoustic isn't going to involve a whole bunch of crazy nonsense. So those should go at a reasonable pace, at least as close to a reasonable pace as I get, because of how little time I have to actually work on this stuff. Next up, you guys are all familiar with the Always Oil thing at this point, hopefully. Uh, I've got a demo coming out on that. I'll have more than one. There's a little bit of misconception about what those pigments that came with it do. So we'll have a chat about those, but just to forewarn you, if you were thinking it was going to act as a full dye, it's not. It's something that goes into the grain. It's got a very interesting effect to it, but it doesn't change the whole look of the clothes grain on your wood. Just so you all know. Also, I've done a demo. I filmed it already on the normal Odie's oil and the dark butter. They're very interesting products, those dark ones. I'm really excited about how they're going to turn out because they look the same as the normal one, the original, when you put them on, and then over time they're supposed to age. So I actually brought a couple panels to the shop today that I had put those on, and I put them under a UV light. We've got a ridiculously powerful UV light at the shop designed for exposing screens and stuff for printing, and it was to see if they would darken up a little bit in the UV. They did a touch. I think it takes a long time probably for this stuff to age. Uh, Very interesting. I'm going to leave them outside a couple days as the weather improves here and see how they react to that. Next, Oxford. I know a lot of you Canadian viewers have already picked up some Oxford paints. You're enjoying working with them. I'm enjoying working with them. They're going to be going over the border to the States pretty quick. It's just that the border right now is unusually complicated, COVID. Uh, I got another box of that I'm going to unbox here right away. Some metallics and stuff like that. Some very interesting colors from what I understand. I haven't opened them yet. So I'm going to do a couple tutorials with that stuff as well, of course, show you how that looks. And I think we're also going to cover in a little more detail how to get an even coat with spray cans with metallics, because metallics in particular are difficult. They get concentrations of the pearlescence and stuff like that make them look streaky. So getting an even coat of paint with metallics can be confusing. And lacquer is actually nice in that you don't have to worry about that conundrum we all have with metallics where it's like, do I sand it before I put my clear coat on? You know, if you sand it, you're going to end up with the metallic looking different. So usually people don't. But the timing of that, the way you approach it, has to be modified, because if you just paint over a gloss paint without sanding it, and it's not one that'll melt into itself like a lacquer, you're going to end up with some adhesion problems. Hopefully that all made sense. Again, my voice is coming back into my ear a half second after I say everything, so it's wreaking havoc with my ADD here. Anyway, in addition to that, and here's one I think you guys will be really excited for if it works. A company reached out to me recently and said, we're making a 2K clear. It's a new formula. You don't have to activate it. It doesn't have a shelf life. It's just a 2K like catalyzed polyurethane clear that works kind of, in perpetuity. It keeps going. So really excited to see how that works.
Well, I just got a phone call in the middle of my video, so since we're being interrupted anyway, let's take this oddly timed opportunity to talk about our sponsor for today's video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online resource that, they do tutorials. A lot like mine, except you kind of have to go through a quality control process to get on there, so you know they're going to be good. There are a variety of topics here. I personally am choosing music as the one that I'm going to focus on for me, but you can do illustration, graphic design, video, all of that. I've decided I'm going to take this opportunity to try to learn some guitar, and in particular, the music theory for beginners for electric guitar. I'm also planning on taking a look at this audio mixing on the go video because I want to learn how to make my audio better. You guys may have noticed from this video in particular, I have a little trouble with that sometimes. It's something that I'm working on. There's tons of other cool stuff on here as well, including photography, videography, video editing, YouTube, all sorts of stuff. So there's plenty of things that you can check out on here and that I plan to check out as time passes. If you are at all interested in this, the first 1,000 people that click on the link that I'm going to post in the description below get a free trial. I will also post that in a pinned comment, so feel free to check that out if you want. And I think it's about time for us to make the trek back to my car now, where I'm just finishing up a phone call. Let's get back to the video.
We got interrupted there. I got a phone call. It shuts this thing off automatically. Anyway, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of the Spray Max 2K. It's a good product, right? But it's expensive, and when you activate it, it's got a limited shelf life. So if you want to do like 2 spray sessions to build up a thick clear coat, well, you got to do your first session, 3 or 4 coats, wait a day, sand, and then do your second session. And at that point, you're risking it, right? You're running into a problem. Whoa. Oh, he's getting up. He's all right. Just kidding. Anyway, you're running into, that was one of my viewers' ideas to do that, by the way. You're running into a problem where you may have your clear coat starting to harden in the can, which is, you can't have that. And if you do run into that problem, or if you want to wait a little longer before doing your next session, well, you got to buy another can, and they're expensive. So this company will do, the products come in, we'll open her up, we'll give her a try. Apparently, this stuff is pre-mixed, pre-activated, and it lasts kind of forever or whatever, as long as a normal spray can would. It won't harden in the can. They say it's got the same catalyzed clear look and behavior and solvent resistance. That's a game changer for DIY painters who want to use catalyzed products. If this stuff works the way they're telling me it's going to, it's going to be it's going to be unreal for you guys. For those of you who have like a garage or something like that and a respirator and are able to protect yourselves in a way that you can actually use this stuff, but you don't have, the initial investment of a compressor or a paint gun. I prefer to use the gun, obviously, but the Spray Max stuff is great. If this stuff is the same, it's going to be awesome, and it's going to obviate the need for the ability to mix it yourself to a degree. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, when I say DIY, that doesn't mean you can spray it in your kitchen, right? Like that's why we're reviewing the Odie's oil and that stuff. That's something that you can do in like your spare bedroom. Uh, this stuff is still going to be very dangerous, I'm sure. I don't know what the isocyanate concentration is in it, so I don't know specifically what we're dealing with in that regard. But still, if you can use a can on a small project, come back in a month, use it on another small project, it's a game changer. Really looking forward to that and to hopefully having that perform the way they're telling me it's going to, so that I can show it to you guys. Anyway, I just got to my destination. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Remember to subscribe so you can see my great guitar build off, and we'll figure out which kit I'm building. Yeah, and as always, have a good one. See you next time.